Good morning, class. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a fabulous weekend, enjoying the sunshine, getting outside. I know I talk about that a lot, but I do think it's really important for you guys to get outside and making sure that you're exploring and exercising. Sometimes it's hard when we are doing school online to realize how important it is to get outside. So make sure you guys are doing that. Make sure you guys are building, making good choices with mom and dad. Okay, guys, we are going to start our last unit of the school year together for our benchmark. This week, we're going to be reading a story. So it's fictional, which means it's not real. There's going to be animals talking to each other, and so it's a fictional story. Nonfiction is what we learned about last week, which was about the rainforest, telling us facts about the rainforest, the climate, the rainfall, different things that are real and what happened in the rainforest. And this week, we're going to be learning about fictional. So this week and next week, we're going to be reading fictional stories. So made up stories. So you can think of things like Disney movies or Sonic, things that are made up that you guys enjoy watching. Those are all fictional movies, like Frozen, Sonic, Pokemon. Those are all fictional. So this week, we are going to be talking about fictional stories, okay? And our essential question this week is going to be, what helps us solve problems? Okay, so how can we solve problems? You know, Miss Harmon, when you guys are in my classroom, I'm always telling you guys to be problem solvers, right? If you guys run into a problem, what can you do to make it better? So what types of things can you do to solve a problem? So the characters we're going to be reading about this week in our stories are going to be faced with a problem, and then they have to figure out different ways to find a solution to help themselves. Okay, so let's look at this first picture right here. Okay, and the question says, how do we make choices? All right, let's look at this picture. Does anyone recognize who this is? Look, there's a small little door right here. Okay, and she has a key to a little tiny door, but would she be able to fit into that if this was a real life situation? No, of course not. This is fictional, right? This is from Alice in Wonderland, right? I see a little girl with blonde hair, a blue dress, an apron, and there's a tiny little door and a tiny little key. And so how is she going to problem solve? How is she going to make herself smaller to fit inside the door? Okay, let's look at this picture up here. What do we see in this picture up here? Okay, and the question says, how do we solve problems? All right, I see 4 men, right? There's one in a different color. I'm not sure who he is. And then 3 other men dressed in the same exact shirts and vests, okay? So it looks like they've been faced with a problem. Maybe they're trying to get past him. Maybe they're trying to get into something and he's not allowing them to. So what are these 3 men going to do in order to get past this man? All right, it looks like they might be in a castle. You see those those candlesticks behind them lighting the way. So this is probably a story based a long ago, when they use candles instead of electricity. And I'm going to move myself over here. And the last one, how do we face challenges, right? What do you guys see here? You guys see a lion, and he's holding a mouse. What do you think he's going to do with the mouse, right? He's probably going to eat it. So how is this mouse going to get away from this lion so he doesn't get eaten? What solution, what things is he going to think about in order to get out of this situation so he doesn't get eaten? All right, guys, let's go ahead and start with our vocabulary for this week. Remember, we're reading fictional stories, and so I like reading fictional stories because the vocabulary is usually really fun. I'm sure you guys remember when we talked about Snatched, right? When we read about Cinderella. And so there are some fun vocabulary words this week, and I hope you guys enjoy them. Okay, so let's look at our first vocab word right here. And let's look at these pictures. All right, what are some things that you guys see in these pictures? What is something that you see in this picture? Okay, I see some baby birds with their mouth wide open, right? And they're in a nest. Oh, sweet little baby birds. They're probably waiting for their mama bird to bring them some food. And do you think that they just have their mouths open, or do you think that they're possibly making a noise? What do you guys think? I think they're crying out for their mom, probably really loudly because they're probably really hungry. And then if you look at this picture right here, what do you guys see? I see these are called geese, right? And if you guys have ever been down to any type of pond with some geese, geese are very loud. They make this really loud noise when they're all together in a flock, and they just make this really, really, really loud noise, okay? go to our vocabulary word here. Say it after me. Say cackled. Say it again. Cackled. Okay. Cackled, let's count the syllables in the word cackled. So cackled, right, has 2 syllables. The word cackled has 2 syllables. Now let's read it in the sentence and think about what this word might mean. Okay, the birds cackled. The geese cackled. Now do you remember what Miss Harmon said about both the baby birds and the geese? Right? They make a really loud noise from their mouth, right? So cackled means cried out, right? They cried out. They cackled, cackled, cackled. Okay, guys? So cackled means cried out really, really loud, right? So those baby birds are saying, Mama, Mama, I'm hungry. Ah! The geese are all together looking for some food, and they're saying, rah, rah, right? So different noises. Miss Harmon probably doesn't sound like a geese or a baby bird, but just so you know, it means just to cry out really loud. So when Miss Harmon, when we were in my class, and I would say, okay guys, it's Fun Friday, right? Everybody would cackle in enjoyment. They would cry out noisily because everyone was so excited. Okay, so let's go ahead and write a sentence for the word cackled. I'm going to base it off of the baby birds because I think the baby birds are so cute. So I'm going to write a sentence about the baby birds cackling to their mother, okay? Make my box bigger. All right. So, the baby birds cackled at their mom for food. Okay, so they're crying out really loudly so their mama can bring them food. Remember, baby birds can't fly yet, so they have to wait in their nest, and they're just going to keep on crying and crying and crying out until their mama brings them some food. All right, guys, go ahead and pause the video, write your sentence, and draw your picture, okay? All right, the next word, let's go ahead and look at the pictures. Okay, what do we guys see in the pictures? Right, I see a whole group of birds right here. It looks like they're flying maybe over some sand on the beach or something. Okay, I see lots and lots of birds and they're all together flying. Okay, now let's look at this picture right here. And what's in this picture? Right, sheep, and there's lots and lots and lots of sheep. Okay, let's look at our vocab word. Say it after me. Say flock. Say it again. Flock. Good. How many sounds or how many syllables does the word flock have? Ready? Flock. That's right, 1 syllable. Okay, and the word flock, let's go ahead and read our sentences to see what the word means. This is a flock of birds. This is a flock of sheep. Okay, so what do you guys think a flock is? Right? It's just a big group of animals traveling together. So every winter, the birds all travel together. They all fly in a flock down south to where it's warm. They don't like the cold weather, so they travel down south, right, closer to the equator where they can find some some hot weather. Okay, and then this is a flock of sheep. So if you guys have ever gone to a farm or anything, the sheep, they all travel together in a flock. They all move together in a flock. So a flock is just a group of animals that travel together. Okay, they go places together. So the flock of birds goes places together, and the flock of sheep go places together. All right, guys, let's go ahead and write our sentence. Okay, so you can see flocks of seagulls at the beach. Okay, you can see flocks of seagulls at the beach. So if you guys have ever gone to any of the beaches, there are usually flocks of seagulls all around the beach trying to get everyone's food, right? They travel together and they're trying to get everyone's food all over the beach, and there's groups of them, right, at the beach. So you can see flocks of seagulls at the beach. Go ahead and pause the video, write your sentence, and draw your picture. All right, guys, our next vocab word. Let's go ahead and down here to our third vocab word. Let's look at the pictures, right? What do you guys see? I see like a big field with lots of green grass, it looks like, and hills. I see the blue sky with the white clouds, the cumulus clouds. Okay, and if I look at this picture, ooh, I see some flowers. I love flowers. I see lots and lots of flowers. Again, lots and lots of green grass, okay? So let's look at what this word could be. All right, say it after me. Say meadow. Say it again. Meadow. Okay, how many syllables does meadow have? Meadow. 2 syllables. Meadow has 2 syllables, okay, guys? So the meadow has grass, and the meadow has flowers, right? So these are pictures of meadows. Meadows are just big grassy land, okay? Big areas, big properties of where you just see grass and grass and grass and grass, and it has lots of grass and lots of flowers. Okay, so let's go ahead and write our sentence for the word meadow. Remember, you can either write the same sentence as Miss Harmon, or you can write your own, okay? So meadows are full of grass and flowers. Okay, guys, go ahead and pause the video and write your sentence for meadows, okay? Now, our fourth vocab word. Now, let's look at these pictures. I see these two pictures are very different, so it might be a little challenging to figure out what this vocab word might be. Okay, in this first picture, it looks like there's a mom and her daughter, and they're high-fiving, and both of them, if you look at both of their faces, they're both smiling. They both look really happy, like they're agreeing with something, like, yeah, mom, yeah, daughter, and, you know, giving high fives, okay? Now, let's look at this picture right here. I see lots of produce, right? And I see prices, okay? What could this word be? All right, let's look at our word. And I want you guys to say it after me. Say reasonable. Say it again. Reasonable. Okay, we're going to count the syllables in the word reasonable. Ready? Reasonable. Reasonable. Okay, how many sounds do you guys hear in the word reasonable? Okay, how many do you guys hear? Reasonable. Right? Reasonable. 3 sounds. 3 syllables in the word reasonable. Okay? What does the word reasonable mean? Have you guys ever heard the word reason, right? Logic, what makes sense and what's fair. Okay, so the answer was reasonable. The price was reasonable. So reasonable just means something that is fair and that makes sense. Okay, so let's say mom and dad ask you to take out the trash. That's a reasonable request for you big 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, right? You guys can take out the trash by yourself and take it outside for your parents. You guys, after you do your work, maybe you guys ask for your iPad, and that's a reasonable request because you've done your work and now you've earned your iPad. Okay, so we're going to write a sentence for our word reasonable. And my sentence is about an iPad as well. So, that's my next sentence. This one is the homework assignment from Miss Harmon was reasonable. Okay, so what I assigned for you guys, I feel like you can do and you can succeed and it'll help your brain grow, so it's reasonable. It's a logical, fair request for me to ask you guys to do this homework assignment. Okay, so go ahead and write your sentence, draw your picture. I'm going to go on to our last vocab word, okay? So let's look at our last vocab word. Okay, so I see maybe this lady asking this doctor, this pharmacist for something, and then I see this man sitting here. Hello, I need something, right? He's asking for something. All right, let's say the word together. Request. Request. 2 syllables. The word request has 2 syllables. Okay, she makes a request and he makes a request. Okay, so what does the word request mean, right? It means to ask for something. So the man sitting at the restaurant, I need a request. I need more water, please. Or can I have some ranch with my French fries? And then this lady is probably making a request to the lady at the grocery store, right? I need this type of medicine. Or can I have a request to have a bag or a cart, right? So asking for something. So we're going to go ahead and write our sentence. All right, guys. So the student made a request to use her iPad after her work was done. Okay, so the student made a request to use her iPad after her work was done. Okay, so she made a request. She asked Miss Harmon, or you're asking your parents at home, can I make a request to have sushi for dinner? Can I make a request for pizza or spaghetti? So make sure you guys write down all your sentences, draw all your pictures, and practice your vocab words at home. All right? Happy Monday, my friends. I'll see you later.